Good afternoon, Philippines. Good afternoon, world. Today is Monday, March 8, 2021. I am here to inform you the hottest and the latest news for this hour. I am Lloyd Pilata, bringing you the hottest and the latest news for this hour. This is MK Education Live, current affairs and updates. And for the international news, Myanmar's police fire on protesters in ancient former capital Bagan. Police in Myanmar ancient former capital Bagan opened fire Sunday, March 7 on demonstrators protesting last month's military takeover, wounding several people according to the witness accounts and videos on social media. At least 5 people were reported wounded as police sought to break up the Bagan's protest, and a photo showed one young man with bloody wounds on his chin and neck believed to have been caused by a rubber bullet. Bullet casings collected at the scene indicated that live rounds were also fired. The city, located in the central Mandalay region, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in recognition of the more than 2,000 pagodas or the remnants still situated there, dating from the 9th to 13th centuries, when it was the capital of a kingdom that later became known as Burma and is now Myanmar. Bagan is best known for being one of the country's top tourist attractions, but it has also been the scene of the largest protest marches against the militaries on February 1 seizure of power. Riot police officers moved in to disperse protesters during a demonstrations in Yangon, Myanmar, Sunday, March 7, 2021. Large protests have occurred daily across many cities and towns in Myanmar, and security forces have responded with a greater use of lethal force and mass arrest. At least 18 protesters were shot and killed on February 28 and 38 on Wednesday, according to the UN Human Rights Office. More than 1,500 been arrested, the Independent Assistance Association for Political Prisoners said. Protesters elsewhere Sunday, including in the 2 biggest cities of Yangon and Mandalay, were also met with the use of force by police firing warning shots and variously employing tear gas, rubber bullets, and stun grenades. And for the national news, government target for COVID-19 vaccination for over 200,000 healthcare workers in 2 weeks. More than 222,000 healthcare workers in the government master list for COVID-19 vaccination are expected to be inoculated within the next 2 weeks, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles said Monday, quote-unquote. Right now, the master list of the health workers are 222,783 health workers all over the Philippines, Nograles said. Quote-unquote, it looks we'll be able to complete this within a week or 2. As far as the master listed health workers are concerned, now that we have both Sinovac and AstraZeneca, we will be able to complete this list names healthcare workers who have been master listed, whether or not they are senior citizens or younger, he added. The Philippines has so far received a total of 1.1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines. Of this number, 600,000 doses are Sinovac vaccines donated by the Chinese government, and 525,600 are AstraZeneca vaccines from the World Health Organization's led by COVAX facility. This month, the country is still expecting to receive a 1 million Sinovac vaccine doses procured by the national government. Vaccine Cesar Carlito Galvez Jr. earlier said the government is eyeing to vaccinate all health workers in the country by the end of March or until early of April. And for our local news, Guimara's capital injects funds to NFA palay procurement. The provincial government of Guimaras, or PGG, has injected 1.5 billion or million additional funds into the National Food Authority, or NFA palay procurement, in a bid to help farmers in the province. The provincial government augmented 1 peso to the 19 peso per kilo procurement price of NFA. The capital, through the Provincial Office for the Agricultural Services of PUAS, turned over the 1.5 million peso on February 5, 2021, and the procurement started on February 17, 2021. Governor Samuel Gumarin said the Guimaras Rice price immediate support for farmers' empowerment in rice project through Palay Buffet or buffer stocking program through the Provincial Office for Agricultural Services aims to help facilitate continuous and smooth transaction of farmers with the grains agency and to help Guimarasan farmers cope with the plunging prices of palay. This is to encourage the Guimarasan farmers to process, dry, and sell their palay to the NFA while giving incentive to the farmers in the province. NFA urged the farmers to sell their produce to the agency to build up its buffer stock as the coronavirus disease or COVID-19 pandemic lingers. The aggressive procurement aims to help stabilize prices of palay at the peak of the harvest season according to the NFA. The NFA also buys from farmers organizations at the government support price to ensure market for farmers produce and enable them to have fair return on production and investment. As of February 26, a total of 119,874 kilograms of palay were procured by the NFA from the Guimarasan farmers. Tourist falls from resort building in Boracay. A Filipina tourist fell from the third floor of a building of a resort in Boracay Friday morning, February 26, 2021. The Boracay Fire Rescue and Volunteers Incorporated in a report said it immediately responded to the incident. Responders saw the victim lying on the ground outside the hotel fence. Based on the initial investigation of the Boracay police, the victim, identified as Liana Carmen Moreno, 43 years old, of San Antonio, Pasig City, was allegedly intoxicated when the incident transpired. As of Friday morning, police were still investigating the angle of foul play in the said incident. The victim was initially brought to Seriaco Tero Hospital in Boracay. She was later referred to the private hospital in Calibo, Aklan. Meanwhile, Calibo Airport's ready for travel reboot. Calibo International Airport is ready to welcome back travelers, according to airport manager Engineer Eusebio Monserrate Jr. New guidelines will be adopted but without compromising the safety and well-being of the airport personnel, flight crew, and visitors, he stressed. As announced by Governor Florencio Miraflores recently, there will be no mandatory quarantine for all travelers unless they manifest symptoms. Those found symptomatic on arrival will be isolated in a facility for further evaluation. Travelers entering in Aklan are required to fill up the online health declaration form and submit negative swab test results. Returning Aklanon, residents from outside Western Visayas or return within 7 days from departure, passing through travelers with Safe, Sweet, and Smart Passage or SPAS, and authorized persons outside of residence or APORs are exempt from showing proof of coronavirus test result, quote unquote. With the easing of travel restrictions, the number of passengers at the airport will likely improve, said Monserrate. Prior to these new travel guidelines, the number of passengers passing through the airport was low due to the coronavirus pandemic. Calibo International Airport services 2 Calibo Manila flights daily, Monday to Saturday, and 3 flights every Sunday. The route is served by the Philippine Airlines, Air Asia, and Cebu Pacific. Going forward, Calibo Airport instituted significantly safety and health standards to prevent the spread of coronavirus through continuous cleaning and disinfecting of airport facilities. Passengers should continue to observe social distancing and to comply with body temperature checks. They are still encouraged to wear face protection and to regularly sanitize their hands. As of March 6, the number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Aklan hit 954 and the death toll surged to 30. Meanwhile, first in Iloilo, Kalinog launches community disaster monitoring system. The town of Calinog launched its Community Disaster Monitoring System or CCDMS, the very first in this province. Mayor Francisco Galvo said the CCDMS was created for an efficient and secure channeling of information, event detection, decision and support, and message broker subsystems. Under the system, all information from the constituents of the municipality is consolidated. Those are residents, streets, roads, water systems, hazards, race, vulnerabilities, among others. This data are important in strengthening the four pillars of disaster risk reduction and management or DRRM: preparedness, prevention, response, and rehabilitation, Calvo said. All of Calinog's 59 barangays with their respective DRRM plans are also equipped with handheld radios. The system is complemented with a centralized emergency communication facility with state-of-the-art communication equipment that can dispatch personnel and resources in case of emergency. Calvo said the local government unit has allotted 1.8 million pesos for the realization of the CDDMS. As indicated in the system, out of 14,224 households in Calinog, 23.91% or 3,383 households composed of 14,872 individuals affected have high susceptibility to flood, while 2.88% or 432 households or 1,973 individuals have moderate susceptibility. Meanwhile, 14.62% or 2,036 households or 9,092 individuals affected are highly susceptible to landslides, while 9.75% or 1,388 households or 6,063 individuals have moderate susceptibility. Iloilo Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office Head Jerry Biona lauded the local government unit of Calinog for being the first town in Iloilo to have this project. Meanwhile, Calinog Municipal Disaster and Risk Reduction Management Office Head Rodolfo Valencia assured confidentiality of all information gathered under the system. He also noted that residents of the town are very receptive of the project. Office of the Civil Defense Region 6 Operations Section Chief Engineer Joseph Paul Nogra said the system could assure the necessary preparations are in place for any eventualities, quote-unquote. We cannot afford to ignore other hazards that threatens this municipality. The launching of CCDMS would give the town advantage, a safer community, especially now that there's climate change, he said. The town is also eyeing to install closed-circuit television cameras with public address systems in its all barangay. And for the entertainment news, Julia Barreto shares sweet photo with Gerald Anderson on his birthday. For the first time, actress Julia Barreto showed a sweet photo with Gerald Anderson as she greeted him on his birthday, quote-unquote. Every day I celebrate you, but today I am extra grateful. Barreto captioned a photo of her receiving a kiss from Anderson, who turned 32 on Sunday. Happy birthday, my love. I am so proud of you, she went on. Earlier on Sunday, the couple made the first public appearance as they distributed relief to 80 families in Zambales. Anderson confirmed his relationship with Barreto in an interview last week. Rumors linking the two began as early as 2019 after they starred in the film Between Maybes. They became headlines after Bea Alonso, Anderson's ex-girlfriend, hinted betrayal in a cryptic post. Anderson denied there was a third party. Barreto also quashed rumors she was involved in Anderson and Alonso's split. Meanwhile, Chris Aquino calls out homophobia directed at Bibi, leave my children alone. Chris Aquino defended her children after they became targets of damaging comments online over the past week. I am not blind and I'm not stupid. In a span of a week, my children have been used to trigger me, as the host actress stated in an Instagram post today, March 7. Koya Josh with zero factual basis, quote-unquote, was said to have impregnated a girl. Bim has been repeatedly targeted with bullying because people are insisting he is gay, she said. Quote unquote, regarding Kuya Josh, name us and show us the girl. After about Bim, he is 13 years old. I know my son does not identify as being gay, but in the event he ever does, he will still be my son. Quote unquote. The bullying you are doing is a reflection of your homophobic attitudes that are no longer welcome in 2021, she declared. Bimbi was subjected to comments about his sexual orientation after he appeared in a video having dinner with his mom and fashion designer Michael Leva last March 4. At one point, Aquino tells him off for covering his mouth with his hands while he laughed, telling him, "Don't be like that." While people observed that he had adopted his mom's own mannerisms, given that she has been raising him or her own, others jumped to conclusion about his sexuality based on the video, with some event making disparaging remarks. There are also social media users who have come to Bimbi's defense, like at Hansolobisi, who shared a clip from the video and said, "Just a daily reminder that people's voice, speech, or physical movement does not represent their sexuality or gender identity." And for our weather news, today, Monday, March 8, 2021, the Philippines experienced 32 degrees Celsius for the rest of the day, from morning until afternoon. The sun rises this morning at 6:09 a.m. and will set this afternoon at 6:05. The Philippines will experience a little cloudy skies but moderate rain in scattered places. Northeast monsoon affecting extreme northern Luzon. Easterlies affecting the eastern section of the country. And that's the latest and the hottest news for this hour. I am Lloyd Pilata. So thank you very much and good afternoon.